Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome Pakistan International School Taif Virtual Learning System. This lecture is for grade second year boys and girls Pakistan Studies. Today we will start chapter 9. In the previous lecture we completed chapter 8 and today we will start next chapter 9 and this is 27 lecture. Chapter 9, the name of chapter Economic Planning and Development in Islamic Republic of Pakistan. The topics which are included in your syllabus, these are meaning and importance of economic planning and development. The next, agricultural development, industrial development, trade and commerce, information technology. These topics are included in your syllabus. First of all, we will discuss what is planning, the simple meaning of planning. What is planning? The simple meaning of planning is the process of making plans for something. Now, what is the meaning of economic planning? Because you know the chapter name is Economic Planning and Development in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. What is economic planning? And why it is so important that the country development based on economic planning. What is it is defined as conceiving, initiating, regulating, and controlling economic activity by the state according to set priorities with a view to achieving well defined objectives within a given time. What is planning? Definition is given in your book according to Professor Lewis Lorwin has defined planning in the following words. It can be asked in short question. Define planning according to Professor Lewis Lorwin. How he defined the economic planning? Economic planning is a scheme of an economic organization for the purpose of utilizing all available resources to achieve maximum satisfaction of people's need within a given time. This person define economic planning. It is like a kind of scheme of an economic organization, or what is the main purpose or the objective for use the economic planning. It is like utilizing all the available resources. Why to utilize all the available resources? To achieve, to get maximum satisfaction of people need, and also it is in a specific within a given time. Why planning is required for development? Why it is so important that planning is required or must or compulsory or necessary for the development? Without planning development of any country, it is not possible. So the planning, what why the planning is required, or the importance of planning for any country in the development, that is economic planning is essential for the development of economy in any state or any country. Following reasons suggest that the question of economic planning deserves special attention for of the policy makers in Pakistan. First of all, I told you the meaning of planning, then economic planning. Now we will talk about Pakistan. Why the Pakistan that this economic planning is necessary, and what are the problems, and why it should be improved and developed. First of all, national income needs to be enhanced. National income needs to be enhanced. What is national income? There will be, if there will be proper planning, of course the national income that will be enhanced. And national income is the total value a country's final output of all new goods and services produced in 1 year. Next, standard of living needs to be improved. If there will be a proper planning, there will be proper planning and strong planning, positive planning, then standard of living that will be improved. And in Pakistan, it needs to be improved. How? By increasing per capita income level. What is per capita income level? Is a measure of the amount of money earned per person income or per person in a nation or geographic region. Per capita income can be used to determine the average per person income for an area and to evaluate the standard of living and quality of life of the population. New job opportunities, you know that in our country unemployment it is a serious problem, and if there will be a proper planning, then new jobs opportunity will be available, and new job opportunities need to be created in order to meet the problems of unemployment. Inflation needs to be checked, and in order to stabilize prices, it needs to be checked. Self sufficiency in food needs to be achieved. Disparity among different classes, differences between the different classes in our country needs to be reduced. And how all these problems we can be solved after the proper planning. If there will be proper planning, proper economic planning, then these problems can be reduced and can be solved. Next, a better balance of payment needs to be acquired by improving how foreign exchange earning capacity, investment behavior. Investment behavior needs to be reoriented and brought the conformity with the national interest instead of the narrow personal interest of the investors. Fundamental rights of the labor force. The basic rights of the labor force need to be protected, need to be safeguarded, and their working condition and wages need to be improved, and their wages needs to be increased. Economic growth, process of sustainable economic growth need to set in by creating an atmosphere congenial for long term developing plan. Okay, student, one long question from this chapter is completed. This question can be asked: define planning, or what is planning, also why planning is required for development of Pakistan, or what is the importance of planning for the development of a country or the Pakistan. So you will write what is planning and why planning is required for development. The next topic in your syllabus, that is progress of the agricultural sector. Importance of agriculture in Pakistan economy. You know that Pakistan is basically an agricultural country and mostly economy depends on this sector. Pakistan is basically an agricultural country, and now we will discuss the factors that signify the importance of agriculture in our economic structure. Importance of agriculture in Pakistan's economy. Importance of agriculture in Pakistan's economy. I told you most of the economy Pakistan's based on agricultural sector. 30% of 32%, sorry, 32% of our GNP comes from agriculture sector. 32%. What is GNP? Gross national product, and it comes from agriculture sector. Gross national product is gross domestic product, and GNP measures the monetary value of all the finished goods and services produced by the country's factor of production irrespective of their location. 32% of the GNP comes from agricultural sector. Number two, 70 to 80%. We fulfill our 70 to 80% foreign exchange requirement from the agricultural sector and the income generated from the agricultural sector. 39% of our total population is employed as labor force the agricultural sector. 79% of our total population depends upon agriculture indirectly. 79% of population depends upon agricultural indirectly. Agricultural production is extremely low. In spite of our enormous dependence on agriculture sector, level of our agriculture production is extremely low. Why? Because we produce only 20 months of wheat per acres as compared to 50 months per acre in the United States and only 11 months of rice per acre as compared to 50 months in Italy. This is also the main reason or the important reason that the other countries they are producing, I told you, and if we compare to Pakistan, that is the production is extremely low. Why it is low? Because we are using the traditional method of agriculture and our economy is depend on this sector, agricultural production, but we are not increasing our production by using the modern method or the modern techniques in this sector. Number six, about 30% of the population which depends on agriculture is semi-employed. Number seven, 72% of total population, our country, 72% of total population is living in the rural areas and they are depending only and only which sector? Agricultural sector. Big land owners or the landlords, with the exception of the limited number of a big land owners, the rural population is living a life of untold misery and deprivation because they having no option and the land owners and their lives depend on the behavior of these people and big land owners or the landlord, the rural population in these areas, they are living a totally miserable condition. Due to backward agriculture, unemployment in the rural areas is widespread. Number 10, illiteracy. The level of illiteracy due to immense privation, level of illiteracy in the rural areas is almost double of the urban areas. If we see in these areas, the literacy rate is very low if we compare to the urban areas. Mostly of the rural population has no access to facilities. What kind of facilities like roads, railway, telegraph and telephone, etc. These kinds of facilities still not is properly available in these areas, in these rural areas, and where 72% of the population Pakistan is living in these area, but the mostly these facilities like road, railway, telegraph still having no access. What is the conclusion? All these factors lead to the conclusion that backwardness or of agriculture is the root cause, the main cause of tardy rural development. If we want to make our country prosperous, strong, developed, economically strong, we shall have to address the problems of rural and agricultural development on priority basis. One more long question is finished. This is importance of agriculture in Pakistan's economy. I told you basically Pakistan is agricultural country and mostly Pakistan's economy based in this sector, agricultural sector, and how I told you 32% of our GNP comes from agricultural sector, 70 to 80% foreign exchange requirement from the income general from agricultural sector, 39% of total population is employed as labor force in the agricultural sector. We discuss all these points in detail and in answer you have to write all these points. The next topic, industrial development. Industrial development, first of all, we will discuss the background. Background: Pakistan started with an extremely weak industrial base after independence. You know that before the creation of Pakistan or before the partition of Pakistan, the history you know very well. In chapter 1, we discuss in detail the British, they were ruling, and they installed the industries in the Hindus majority area. So the areas which were given to Pakistan, they were backward area industrial point of view. The British had concentrated all their industrial establishment in the few big cities like Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. And I told you these areas, they were the Hindus majority area. Under partition plan, all these cities were made a part of India. At the time of partition, major industry established in India were textile, jute, sugar, steel, iron, cement, paper, and glass industries. These industries, they were in the share of India. At the time of partition, there were 921 industrial unit in India, and out of these, only 34 came to the share of Pakistan. Not 50%, not 30%, only 34 industries came to the share of Pakistan, less than 4% of the total. And this was unfair because 20% of the total Indian population lived in Pakistan. Employment capacity of industries which came to the share of Pakistan was even poorer. Importance of industry in national development: it plays important role. We discuss the role of agriculture in the Pakistan's economy. Pakistan is basically agricultural country, but how we can improve or develop the agricultural sector if we improve our industrial industries, because it based on industrial sector, all the things which are required to improve or increase the production of agriculture, from where we will get from the industries. We have studies, you know, the earlier that Pakistan is basically an agriculture or agrarian economy, and in order to make rapid or fast economic progress, we need to develop our agriculture on priority basis. And how it can be? It can be only possible when we will improve, or when we will develop, and when we will install industries. But this does not mean that industrial development is less important. We should pay due attention to the progress of industry for reason given below. Now we will discuss the different reason how we can improve the industry, and then automatically we will improve the agricultural sector. Modern agriculture cannot be possible or cannot be carried out without the help of mechanical equipment. Modernization of agriculture implements pesticide, insecticides, fertilizers, which obviously need strong industrial support. And from where we will get all these things? We will get from industry, and then automatically agricultural sector will be strong and developed. Next, number 2, in order to earn more foreign exchange, it is necessary that our agriculture produce is not exported raw, but in processed form. Processing requires an agro-based industrial setup. How we can earn or increase foreign exchange? It is necessary that our agricultural production, you know that we are exporting the raw material, but if we want to earn more foreign exchange, it should not be exported raw, but in processed form, and processing require an agro-based industrial setup. Next, Pakistan has to import large quantities of raw and processed goods in order to meet the demand of her ever expanding population, as well as for keeping a balance between export and import. For this, we should try to manufacture consumer goods within our country and establish factories for this purpose. By expanding our industrial base, we can provide for employment maximum number of people. If we will install industries, we develop industries, of course, there will be job opportunities, employment maximum number of our people, and this will alleviate poverty problem and help us in improving our people's quality of life and standard of life, and it will be control the poverty problem in our country. Next topic, trade and commerce. We will discuss important short question. Define trade. What is trade? The term trade is applied to the process in which countries buy and sell goods to each other. The term is also applied to some special business like cotton trade. This is the meaning of trade or the definition of trade. If the question come in your paper, define trade, you will write the process in which countries buy and sell goods to each other, and also this term is applied some special business like cotton trade. What is the meaning of commerce? Commerce literally means buying and selling of goods and services. By rating the level of progress a particular country has achieved in the field of trade and commerce, we can determine the level of its general economic progress. In developing countries like Pakistan, economic planning is considered to be the basic requirement for development. Now we will discuss the basic factors about our foreign trade structure. Number one, base of our export is extremely narrow. Our industry is import oriented. 50% of our export consists of industrial raw material. We discuss here why we should need to install industries, to develop industries, to start industries, and we should use these raw material to making the specific things, and then we should export these things. Our industry, 50% of our export consists of industrial raw material. Population problem is still, you know, that a serious problem in Pakistan, and it is increasing and growing fast, and the number of consumer is increasing accordingly. We have virtually turned into a consumer society. Consumer market is expanding, but production is not increasing at the same pace. Means our population is increasing, so we should increase also the production, but unfortunately production is not increasing at the same pace. Primitive agricultural practices, also I told you that still we are using the traditional or the old method of agriculture or agricultural practices. Agricultural produce is declining. Why? What is the reason? Because we are not using the modern techniques or the modern method of cultivation. Due to primitive agricultural practices, number of sick industrial unit is growing rapidly. Foreign investment has been adversely affected due to the political unrest and terrorist activities. Why the foreign, they are scared invest money in our country? Because this was the main reason, the political unrest and terrorist activities. This is also the main issue in Pakistan, that the foreign, the investment has been affected. What was the reason? Political unrest and some other activities like terrorist activities. Prices of industrial raw material like petroleum, natural gas, they are increasing, gradually increasing due to the devaluation and inflation. This tendency has made it difficult for our industrialists to compete with the foreign products in the international as well as in the local market. Also, this is the reason, the increasing price of the main raw material. What is the main raw material for industries? You know, petroleum and natural gas, industrial based on these, and these are the prices are increasing. So also this is the one reason. This tendency has made it difficult for our industrialists to compete with the foreign products. Next, e-commerce. E-commerce is the latest innovation in the traditional commerce technique. E stand for electronic. E-commerce implies the buying and selling of goods and services through network, through internet or email. We discuss trade, we discuss commerce. E-commerce, it is a new or the latest innovation. And what is the difference? E stands electronic, and e-commerce, what is the same, buying and selling of goods and services, but how? Through internet or email, etc. With the passage of time, plastic money, the credit card is replacing currency notes. Internet and credit cards are the instrument through which cross-border trade and commerce has become possible and easy, and the barrier that interpose or in the way of business transaction have been automatically removed. Through credit card and through internet and through email, business and buying and selling of goods, now it is easy. And the credit card, we called it also the plastic money, is replacing the currency notes, and also it is the instrument through which cross border, like between the other countries, trade is possible. And the obstacles or the hurdles or the problems which are in the way of business or in the trade, now these have been removed automatically. It's enough for students. Just one topic remain, IT, information technology. Mostly you are aware of this topic, IT, information technology. In the next lecture, we will discuss IT, information technology, and then we will start last chapter, chapter 10. Hope you understand today's lecture. This is the very easy chapter. Revise this chapter at home. Thank you, student. Have a nice day.